I reminisce.
What's going on, everybody? It's been a while since I've done a trailer reaction, but I saw this today, and I haven't done any recordings or anything of anything else, and I just saw this, and I was like, I need to start recording stuff, especially requests that I've gotten. And I saw this. I think I saw, because this came out a few days ago, and I think I saw people talking about, but I thought they were talking about the images, because I know some images came out a while back. Why is it like that? Oh, whatever. I saw some people, they were talking about the images a while back with was it Bill Skarsgård, and I saw people like basically give him shit about like his haircut and the tattoos, and how he looks like Jared Leto's Joker and stuff. And and I remember looking at it, and I was like, yeah, his haircut is a bit much, but it's funny because I've seen guys like around me that live around, I've seen like in the grocery store stuff have their hair like that. Some of them not quite as shaved on the side as his. His a little bit. They have a little bit more hair. He got like from what I saw in the image is like a buzz cut, and then he has like the mullet, but he has bangs, which I've seen, especially in more recent years. And I was just like, it's interesting with the hair. I mean, I know it's a remake, and of course we gonna draw comparisons to Brandon Lee's, which I love. That was one of my favorite movies. I watched that movie so much growing up, and people gonna draw comparisons. I'm keeping an open mind, because I'm like, hey, it could be, as long as it's, okay, I'd be fine with it. I did read, because I just read not that long ago that this was violent, much more violent than the original, from what people have seen. Cause that's why I was like, where? Cause then I started thinking, did it leak or something? Cause I didn't see anything. But this was before the trailer came out, so I'm like, I didn't see anything. And then I saw people talking about it, and I thought they were talking about the image. Apparently and I was like, what are they talking about, the violence? And I was thinking, oh, maybe people who, did, what are those things called when they do like, they have audience come see like screenings of it. I forget what they call it, but I thought maybe they have let people come out and say, oh well, just kind of give vague descriptions of it, like, oh, it's very violent. But maybe that's what they got going for them. They be way more violent. Because I was thinking maybe you shouldn't have done the remake with maybe just a story of The Crow rather than him being Eric Draven. Because at first I was like, oh, he's not Eric Draven. This is like, there's another guy who becomes a Crow, but then I read that no, it's supposed to be a remake. So, but anyway, let's get into this. We'll talk about that after I watch it. All right, here we go.
What's the first thing you liked about me?
I thought that you were quite brilliant.
Oh, I ain't even.
You treat like my person.
You felt
I
like
did
my
see.
person.
What's the word?
I did see some people talking about this is woke, and I didn't know why. But I didn't know that. I guess I forget the character's name. Who plays his girlfriend from like the original, and it's just she's black, and I was like, oh, that's what they tell me, because people always woke already, and I was like, what?
I saw things. I shouldn't have seen any of it.
Okay. Is there demons in this?
Please don't do that.
Oh wow. Damn, that's fucked up way to die. I mean, the original he was fucked up to getting stabbed and shot and thrown out of a
When
like
someone
a
dies,
fourth floor
soul
apartment.
carries their soul to the land of the dead. And sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest.
Is he supposed to be the what it was like the cowboy or something? It was like he had like a
Put the wrong things right.
skull on his face.
You were given the power of a god. But you're running out of time to save her.
Save her. Was she going to hell or
Kill
something?
every single one of them.
Man, it dude got an amazing shape for this.
I
That's
killed you.
Yeah, we did.
We have a problem.
it's not a car.
He came for us.
Okay, so they do.
First impulse. Anger.
It's not anger.
Is it blood black?
It's love.
Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain.
That one does look violent. Did this say this is a red band shirt?
You have no idea what hell awaits you.
Or is it fine because his blood is black?
How many people have you loved?
Okay, what was that end part? that I didn't like that. That there will be a lie. I don't know why that just. I'm like, well, because I had the soundtrack to the original movie when I was a kid. I bought that, and I was a teenager, like a kid, but I bought that and the soundtrack to Blade at the same time, and I remember listening to those. More so, I think the Blade one. And my dad listening to that. He just gave me this weird look and like you into this? And I was like, yeah, like what do you mean into like it's like you into this. Now, my dad was old, like he's born in 48. So you see, you listening, he's not really a fan of like metal or like the hard, I guess, heavy metal or rock music or in general. And he heard me listening. What was this? I forget the song that I was listening to. He walked in my room. He was like, "What?" And I went and bought some headphones and just listened to it. Because he always gave me this weird look after that. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to get some headphones. But, you know, it looks fine. I think that, oh, I didn't stop this record. I think that, I think they should have went with a different, just not Eric Draven, just because I feel like, I mean, it's gonna get compared to the original Crow. The original Crow is a cult classic. You know, I'm saying a cult classic. I don't know how well it did when it first came out. I'm gonna say it's a cult classic, and people are fans of Brandon Lee, and I was like, he died on set and all stuff like that, which kind of, usually when somebody dies, like, wow, whether it's on set or in the process of the film being made, like Heath Ledger. Like he didn't die on set, but he died because he died in his apartment. But he died during the making of like The Dark Knight. And, you know, when someone dies, it kind of just, and they're making a movie, it kind of just like sends that movie, like, you know, into the stratosphere. And I think that's what happened with Brandon Lee. Plus, like I said, it's Brandon Lee, you know, son of Bruce Lee, who's very famous martial artist and actor. And then he died, you know. And then, you know, that whole Lee curse and all the stuff like that, which people like, that's not true, obviously, because I think Bruce Lee has a brother. I think he's still alive. But they just kind of just sent that movie, you know, what it is. You can't really, it's certain movies that you just can't really remake because they are so important to people. And when you try to remake them, people get real defensive. Because I was looking at, when I downloaded this has, even the site, the where I got this from on YouTube, it had like something, like, I don't know, it was 30,000, 40,000 dislikes. It was crazy. It's like, I was just like, is it, now looking at that, I'm like, it's not bad, really. It's just, I mean, it don't really have, it does feel, I'll say, what does feel like it's kind of trying a bit too hard to be, like I guess dark, maybe. But it doesn't really have that goth feel that the original had. Like, you could look at the city in the original, and I'm going back from what memory, I haven't watched the original Crow in shit like 10, 12 years, something like that, maybe 15. But in that, it's like the city seemed almost like a character of itself, kind of like Batman and Gotham in the Tim Burton movies. Like, it felt like like, you look at that, when I remember when the Crow was flying and you could see the city, the city looked like, it didn't look like a real city, you know. It looked very like and it looked very small, you know. And I mean, that's probably, maybe that was miniatures, I don't know, but it didn't seem like a real city, like, you know. And even when Eric Draven was like on the original one, he was like running from rooftops and jumping and stuff, which you need to have a scene like that. I don't care. I love that scene when I was young. When it was like when he was running away from a helicopter and they were shooting at him, and which is weird that the police in the helicopter, if I remember, I think it was police in the helicopter shooting at him. And like, you know, you could shoot and kill an innocent person. Like, you just shoot it. I just do running on rooftops. And I remember you could see like Eric Draven running in a helicopter, like, but you could see how fast he was supposed to be because he was able to. I mean, the helicopter had to keep pace with him, you know. So it was just like the helicopter's like this, and he was just running in the helicopter, and that's like, we're just showing how fast he is, you know. But because of the enhanced strength and everything. But, and I remember seeing where Brandon Lee got shot up. He would just take bullets, and he got shot. He went and killed all those guys in that room in the original. And at the end of the trailer reminds me of that, when he just took in all those bullets, and then they had it. It was much more violent in this, because he also used the sword. Brandon Lee in the original, he took out a sword, started like slicing people up, stabbing people. But this looks, you know, I'm gonna give it a chance. Like, I wish they hadn't done necessarily a remake of this, of the original. Just, hey, this is a whole new character. But he got his own story, because even they made the sequels, you know, it wasn't like the sequel. Because I remember, what was City of Angels? What was that guy's name? Because he played was it not Lestat? That's somebody else. He was in that movie. What was that vampire movie with Aaliyah? Oh, I can't remember. But he was like the vampire who was the I guess the caretaker of like Aaliyah and the other king vampire. When they were statues, he was in there. He was like watching over them, and then the other guy. Damn it, I don't remember all the names of these vampires, but that character is supposed to be the same character that Tom Cruise played in Interview with the Vampire, which I found out years later. I was like, wait, that's because that's in a book, and I hadn't read the book, so I think it was Anne Rice, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, this looks like it you know, if anything, it can because they got the action. They let it go with this John Wick almost type action. They can at least have that. You know, you got the violence, you can have good action. The crow story is kind of, you know, it's very simple anyway. So isn't, you know, it's just guy and girlfriend gets killed. He can't rest. He gets brought back to life, seeks revenge on the people that killed him, or people who had something to do with it as well. So it's pretty much a simple story. So kind of, and I see they going with the whole painting, because I was thinking, are they going to go with him painting himself like in the original, which I thought was weird in the original. I was like, why is he painting? Even when I was a kid, I was like, why is he putting that on? It's not like he's trying to hide his identity or something. Just like, I don't think he cares. But because even when I remember with Ernie Hudson like came up for they first met, and he's like, you move, you're a dead man. He was like, I tell you I'm dead and I move. And then like I was like he wasn't like someone told him like, hey, you can't be letting people know that you're dead and that you're pretty much like invincible almost. You know, like you can just get shot and heal and be perfectly fine. But I forget what I was about to say. But what was I about to say? Damn it, I forgot what I was about to say. But the damn it, what was I about to say? I should have just finished that thought instead of jumping to something else, and I forgot it. But anyway, it looks cool. I mean, well, it looks interesting, I should say. I had to see it was any good. It got the action going for it, at least in the trailer. Curious the music, because the music was very important in the original to me. So we'll see. I'm not 100% sure if they made those songs, you know, specifically for that movie. You know, back in the day, they would have an album made for a movie. You know, they don't really do that too much anymore. I think they did it for kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, but that was just a lot of older songs that were just put on and then put together like a mixtape, and you know, and it's like the Guardians of the Galaxy album. But damn it, what was I about to say? I completely forgot what I was about to say. But the painting, the painting of the eyes, okay. Because I know in the TV show with Mark DeCosco, I think that was called The Crow's Stairway to Heaven, if I'm not mistaken. And in that show, he didn't paint like his face. I don't think he painted his face in any of those other movies either. I think it was like a kind of like Angel, where he was like had his regular human face, then he had his vampire face, and they did that in the Crow show, where I'm not sure if they did that in the comic book, but in the show, like when he go crow mode, his face would change into that with the white face, and his face wasn't that as white as Brandon Lee's was. It was a little bit more, I guess you could say flesh color, but it was still like white, but it wasn't as white as Brandon Lee's was. And he had the eyes and everything like that. And I thought maybe that's what they were gonna do in this movie. When I first saw those images, I was like, okay, maybe they might go for that. And he just changed, but then he got shot, and he wasn't chromo. But even in the TV show, like Brandon Lee wasn't like he was mortal when he not Brandon Lee. Mark Dacascos wasn't like he was mortal when he wasn't. He didn't have his crow face on. He seemed like he was stronger and faster when he had his crow face on, but he was still like pretty much immortal, basically. Because I remember in that, it was a scene in that show when the cop character, just like in the movie with it, the cop character, Ernie Hudson played the cop character. In this one, they had, when they first met, he was shooting at him. He was like dodging him and doing all these flips and shit. You know how Mark Dacascos was doing. And then he grabbed his gun, took his, and like pulled his clip out, and then flicked the bullets out of the clip in his hand, and then just was doing like this real fast and like making the bullets like explode on the wall. And I was like, okay, we get it. You're badass. But and I remember the interesting part of that where they went back in time. I don't remember the whole reason why, but they went back in time, and it was Mark Dacascos played a Native American where his village got raided by a bunch of settlers, and they killed everybody, and then he came back to life as a crow. And it has something to do, some tie-in with his character. I don't know if that's supposed to be one of his ancestors or what, but I remember, and I thought that was cool. I was like, that'd be an interesting thing to do the crow, but from different aspects rather than just doing the crow in it's the crow in its remake. It's like, hey, we do the crow in the Wild West. We do the crow in like I said, Native American becomes a crow. Like his village gets destroyed by settlers, and then his family gets killed. And he becomes a crow. And you would think like there'd be so many fucking crows, people being a crow back in the day, but it's basically people who can't. You don't just become a crow because you die a violent act. It got to be, like the soul can't rest because the death was so violent, and usually also because a loved one died at the same time. You're like, what are they doing here? Because they did that in the second movie too, where the character played the crow. I think his name was Vincent something. Like I can't remember his name. I think it was Vincent something. But he like I said, he was the same. He played the same character in that movie with Aaliyah, where she was like the vampire queen, and he was like the caretaker of the statues. And I think him and his son saw a bunch of criminals like execute somebody, and then they saw him, and then they were toying with them, and they ended up shooting both of them, and then he came back. And it was fucked up because if I remember correctly, he came back as a crow, because in the original movie, Brandon Lee came back to crow after the funeral, and he was buried in the ground. He came out of the ground, out of his casket. This guy, he turned into the crow. Him and his son was they threw him in the water. That's what they did. They threw him in the water. They threw their bodies in the water, and then he turned into the crow and came out. I don't remember the third one that well. I remember, was it that kid? Is it Furlong? He's a kid who played. He played John Connor in T2. He was the crow in the third one, but I remember the second one the most. And then also with that, I almost forgot that guy in this who's also in Wonder Woman. He played Ares in Wonder Woman. Well, no, I'm sorry, he didn't play Ares in Wonder Woman. It was I thought he was Ares in the trailer in Wonder Woman, but it's a different guy. He was he was in Wonder Woman, the guy in this trailer, and I saw his eyes, and that made me think he was like whispering. I made me think, is he like a demon? Because I know in the TV show, they had kind of like the crows had like a counterpart to where when there was an evil person get killed, like violently, and I guess he couldn't rest or she couldn't rest, they would come back to life. But I think they were like, cause I know their like vessel, instead of being a crow, theirs was like an albino snake. So I'm not. I wonder if they doing something like that here. They're like, oh, there's a, like, because they kind of in that show it was kind of like crows with the angels, and the other, I guess, anti-crows were like the demons who had the snake instead of a crow, and they seemed much more violent, and even seemed like they were a bit stronger than the crows, the people with the crow, in that TV show. But and also in the second movie, I guess the main villain was a black guy. He was able to take the power from the crow, which the guy was trying to do in the original. I think. Well, I think he just more. I think the guy wanted the woman wanted to take the power, but I think the guy just wanted to kill the crow, kill Brandon Lee's character. So he just basically took his powers away from him so he could then die. And in the second movie, when that guy, he was able to take the power from the crow, so then he was invulnerable and had hand strength and all that stuff like that. And he had I think I remember he had like the crow face, but he didn't get it, like he was supposed to. Plus, he was an evil person, so I think that was kind of like it's the crow, but it's been tainted because he ended up like I think killed the crow and they drank the crow's blood or something like that. But anyway, I'm talking too much. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna give it a chance. I wish they didn't do Eric Draven. I wish they didn't do the remake for the original Crow, because you're gonna get fans that are pissed off just that they feel like they just need to hate it because they feel like, oh, you taken away from the original Crow. Also, it does have things that are questionable in the trailer. It's like I said, look, they trying too hard. I don't know. Maybe that music was probably just in the trailer, but that last part, that auto tune shit, I didn't like. Cause it's just like I was like, what was this? But because the music also was a very important thing in the first movie. But you never know. Like listen, I'm one of the few people that didn't mind the RoboCop trailer. The RoboCop movie, the remake. I didn't mind it. Would I watch it over the original? Hell no. But it was okay. Like, it was things in it that I didn't like, but particularly the ending. But overall, like I wasn't pissed. I wasn't as pissed when I watched like that Hercules movie. With that boy from Twilight. Not Robert Pattinson, the big muscle bound vampire. He played Hercules. Like his Hercules, and then Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Hercules came out like around the same time. But I was like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson was way better, because at least it was like, it just seemed like they weren't taking it as seriously. And then of course the dialogue was horrible in that movie. And I was like, in the other one with the Twilight guy. Why am I forgetting his name? But I watched that recently because I needed some background noise. I was exercising, and I was sitting there just talking shit about it. I thought about doing a reaction to that, but I was like, that just reaction me talking shit about this when he fought the what was that, the what do they call that, the Nalean? It was the Nalean lion or something like that. I forget. But that lion looks so horrible. I was like, at least the one in The Rock was it looked ridiculous, because it looked like a lion injected with the T virus, but it looked interesting. It was something different, But anyway, we have to wait and see. Hopefully it's not bad. You could be like, hey, you don't like it more than the original, or it's not on even the same level, but it could be entertaining. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed my reaction. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure to subscribe, and if you hit that bell if you want me notified when I upload new videos. Comment down below. Share this video. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.